Okay.
De quoi on parle?
Hello, everybody. You'll see what we're talking about. Welcome back to my day 10. And today I have a special person with me. I talk about him all the time in my videos, but it's my husband, Emmanuel. So we call him Manu because he's French, and the nickname for Emmanuel in French is Manu. So every now and then you might hear me speaking French because that's what we speak French to each other. But yeah, so I thought about hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
So you'll see that he has a very, very strong
I do.
French accent. So bear with him if, oh my goodness, as he's speaking. And if you don't understand, I can actually kind of let you know what he's saying. But his English is really good. But today I wanted to talk about the concept that we've been talking about this a long time, a lot of times, I should say, where people say marriage is hard. And I don't know if we agree with that. Is marriage hard?
It's super hard. No. I think no. I think the key. I think the key is the communications.
Yep. So yeah, for sure. Communication. So to give you like a background of our background. So we are both 49 and we are high school sweethearts. So we met at the age of 17 running track in France. And so, yeah, we pretty much discovered everything together. We just grew up together. So that's pretty awesome. So I think to kind of say that that marriage is hard is not really, I disagree. We disagree with this. And to kind of give you a background, and if you want to talk.
Apparently, yes. But
If-
yes,
if-
I will. I will.
If
I
you
need
want to say something,
I
you say
will.
something. But yeah, our background, just take you back all the way back to
94.
1994. And so, yeah, we met running track. We were running in the same track, on
Club.
the same track
Same
club.
team.
Yeah, we're
Team.
on the same team.
On the same team, but different
And,
stadium.
So then, yeah, we just kind of met there. He liked me. I liked him. It
Yeah.
was just kind of like the usual, the usual teenage crush kind of idea. And I always knew instinctively in my gut that because I had a crush on him, was that I would say that if ever I got with him, it would last. I didn't know what that meant, but that was just kind of like my gut feeling. And yeah, so
It was the same thing for me, by the way.
oh, but yeah, it's what else can I say about that? Then we ended because we were in France. So then after we had to, I'm just kind of fast forwarding. Just
You went way too fast to
Am I-
explain the story. Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
What story do you want to say? Rumi, stop it.
So yeah, you have a crush.
A crush.
You have a crush on me. I got the crush on you. But I know you were meant for me. Even before we were together, I tell my best friend when I remember we were walking. I was walking to go to the track, and I tell my best friend, I say, "You see this girl?" He say, "Yeah." I say, "One day she will be my wife," and that's real, by the way. I say, "One day she will be my wife," and then what? 2 months later, we date.
Yeah, we started dating.
We started dating, but to go back what she was saying about if the marriage is hard or something like that. Yes, we've been high school sweetheart for a long time now, and but I think it was the communication from the beginning. I don't go. I'm not the. I don't say that I'm the perfect person to explain everything how the couple should run, but my advice to everybody, like I say, is communications. And I'm personally, I'm not a person to tell my feeling, but she is the one put my feeling out. So we learn each other and listen what we needed, and that's I think we went through all the
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I would just say that.
process.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually going to kind of just kind of give like the backstory of just us being together once we made it to the States, because I had to get his paperwork because I have my American papers. Obviously, I'm American, but he's French. So we always joke that we have um, two wedding dates. We had the wedding date to keep him in the country because I needed to keep him in the country, and then the wedding date where we all came and we had family and everything come. So yeah, that's pretty
But that was
much.
a good story to explain the first date too.
Well, yeah, but we're not.
Oh my God, that's all you need to explain.
Okay, this is why maybe I
mean,
can't have a video with him because he is a yapper.
yeah, and that's what it was for. People
No.
want to hear your story. I think.
No. Well, they don't want to hear the dating story and they don't want to hear all of that.
But anyway.
Anyway, just trying to stay on topic where people say that marriage is hard. We've been together now. So we've been married since.
94.
No, we were not married since 94. We've been together since 1994. So that's what, 32 years?
No, we've been married for 26
No,
years.
I said together.
Okay, so if you calculate it with 2026 is 26 years, right? No, it's more than that.
Yes.
32.
32
years.
what I just said. So we've been together 32. We have been married for 26 years. And we've seen, like, a lot of times people come to us and they just ask the question, how do you guys make it work? Because in all of these years that we've been together, we've seen many couples not make it. And we still are the constant. And I'm just really super grateful. And they ask, what is you guys' secret? The secret, honestly, like he said, like Manu said, is communication. That's one thing that since even when we were 17, I was like, I'm very huge on talking, on communication. We must communicate and say everything that we want to say to each other, what we feel. Just because it's, even when it's uncomfortable, those are actually the conversation, the moments that matter the most. And I would just sound like, I hate to sound like an old, like, have you seen those people like that are like on TV or whatever, they like asking 85-year-old, 90-year-old people, like, what is the secret to love and to a relationship? And I think that it really truly is just that communication part. What do you think?
Yes.
I have something here. Anyways, but yeah, so it was communication. It's not always easy. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. A notable time that was really rough for us was in 2014 when our daughter got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So Layla was 8 at the time. And it was heartbreaking. And that's where you really see when things go bad, that's when you see what your relationship is really made of. And we had our moments where we kind of like, I was just like laser focused on my baby. That's all that counted. And then I kind of left him to the side. And we ended up working through all of that stuff. But it took a conscious effort to be able to do that. And you have to be able to be willing to accept your faults, accept your part of responsibility in whatever it is that happens. Nobody's perfect. And this is our first time living, your first time living, his first time living. So we're just trying to do the best that we can with what we have. And just try to remind yourself so much how much you love each other. Mm-hmm. That's just really, it seems cliche.
And not just to say just I love you, throwing there and there. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of the word I love you for anybody. Sometimes you throw this like that, but I think you have to be, sometimes you have to, it's not just a word, you have to become from the heart.
Yeah, love is an action verb.
Yes.
It's an action verb.
Yes.
You can't just say words, just say, yeah, I love you. Yeah, I mean, anybody can, I mean, I love this chair. It's
But is there's a feeling. That's what the word
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for. And sometimes we have to remember it.
Make sure it's on you.
We have to remember each other. Even myself, I have to remember myself. Sometimes I say, okay, it's just not just, hey, I love you. No, I have to make sure there's a feeling behind that, because it's very easy to go back to the routines of every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you
The
said.
routine, yeah. And it's so funny. So we never really thought that we had anything special. I mean, this is just our thing. But last December, we celebrated our 30 something, no, 25th wedding anniversary. You see, that's the thing. As you get older, all the years, then they just kind of all mix together. And
We
so,
married in 2000. The calculation is
yeah,
very
that's true.
easy, by
That's
the
true. We
way.
got married in 2000, so it should be
But
easy.
on your part,
We have
the
two
two
wedding
the wedding
dates,
days. So that's
so
why you're
it's like kind of
confusing.
confused. And so I had decided to make us a reel just to put on Instagram, celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary.
25th, yes.
And to our surprise, it actually went viral. I actually took a picture. Let me see what the stats were. It was viewed over 1.6 million times.
Really?
Yep. We had 37 over 37,000 likes, 390 reshares, 849, I guess, forwards, like the triangle on Instagram, and 1,200 shares. I mean, like they saved, so 100 saves. And so, which was crazy because it was just a picture just of us starting off at the age of 17, just two kids that fell in love, that had a crush, and we ended up building a whole house. We built a family. We built just a loving home, and I just couldn't believe how that went viral. And it's actually still on my Instagram page. And it was, yeah, I mean, it just shows that we are pretty lucky. But
I don't think it's luck.
that's what I say. We're lucky, but some people say we're lucky. I don't think we're lucky. I think that
No.
we actually work for
For-
for
for-
this
for this.
for this. And so that's why when the people say marriage is hard, I don't know. Is it really I don't know. How can sharing your life with your best friend, going through the ups and downs with your best friend, how could that be hard? He's my person. He's my person. He's like, don't get me started. No, he's my person. What? How do we get a? We sometimes don't get along. I mean, we're human. Sometimes he gets on my nerves. I get on his nerves. But he's my person, and I would not want to do life with anybody else other than him. So, is marriage hard? I just cannot believe. I can't understand why people in this stigma of saying that marriage is hard. What is hard? Like, why are you saying that marriage is hard? If you're in the comments and you believe that marriage is hard, please let me know. This is actually a genuine question. How can marriage be hard when you're with your person? And, you know, life can be hard. There are sometimes things that happen in life that are hard, but, you make vows to go through life together and to make it work. Life isn't always roses and candy and bubblegum. But I wouldn't want to do it any other way with any other person. So,
That's true.
it's in. So, yeah, that's just really, really interesting to say. And if you had advice for anybody is that is in a marriage and they say a marriage is hard or love is hard, what would you say?
I would say again communication, but because I'm gonna repeat myself constantly on that one. But I think from the beginning when we were together, we we start to I'll say we try to understand each other's what you like, what you don't like it. and how I can say that, I'm I mean, if somebody asking me a question, I will probably say what is, I don't say wrong or right, but we went through so many stuff, but we went through it, and the key of all this was to talk in each other's.
Yeah, no,
We
the thing is,
understand our feelings,
yeah, understand.
and no, I mean, we're arguing. Obviously, we did arguing. We no arguing before. We try to fix everything because nobody's perfect, obviously. But I think when we have some arguments, is one of the things too. We always promise each other we cannot go to bed.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Argue
Yeah, mad at each other. We
mad at each other.
never, even to this day, we never go to bed angry. We never go to bed without talking it out, even if there are tears on my end because I'm a crier. But even if there are tears, we just never go to bed angry. And the thing I think actually, coming back to the question where I said, is marriage hard? I actually think that it's marriage requires such a level, strong level of emotional intelligence. And what I mean by emotional intelligence is, okay, I'm mad. Why are you mad? Well, I'm mad because of this. Okay, why did this make you mad? Why are you upset at me? And why did you think this? And so it's just a question of being able to ask questions to the other person. It's another question. It's another thing of being willing to receive criticism, being willing to hear that other person and to not just sweep it under the rug, and to
Yeah,
always try to do your best. That's all you
to
can.
listen and to accept the
The other
feedback.
person, the feedback, and then also know what is important for that other person, to know what their love language. That's a good one. You have to know what each other's love language is, and whatever that love language is, you have to kind of do what it is that that person needs in order to feel seen, in order to feel loved. Those are just some huge things. And we try to instill that into our children too, who are 2 out of the 3 are in relationships where, the foundation, establishing a deep foundation from the beginning
Is huge.
is the key.
Yes.
Everybody goes through the crazy, can't keep their hands off each other phase. And yeah, all of that is fine and dandy. But then once all of that wears off, what is left? What is left? What's the substance that's left for a relationship? And if it's worth learning and learning and investing your time to knowing how to work with that person, then it's just the best. And
I agree.
But yeah, like the foundation, that's what we tell our kids, like in their relationships from the beginning, do not try to please the other person without pleasing yourself. Don't always take into consideration what you want because you matter. But more importantly,
That's a good one. Yeah.
yeah, more importantly, you have to be able to communicate. You're going to have disagreements. And it's just easy to just be mad at that person and just say, okay, well, they'll talk to me. We'll be better tomorrow. No. Why are we mad at each other? You have to talk it out. You have to empty that bag. And then once it's empty, now we can talk. Now we can get over it. But it's just really, those are just the things that I would just say, like definitely emotional intelligence and communication.
Yes, I don't think so. To go back what you said, I don't think so. We need to confuse with sacrifice.
No, do not sacrifice.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's the you cannot sacrifice your needed
Your needs
for someone else, because I know people, even some family members sacrifice for what they need, and at the end, guess what? they lost everything because
because they
it was not they were not on the same level.
yeah, it's like
And I
you
think you need to be on the same level.
for sure you have to be able to do like create a path where it's like there's no sacrificing, because now you can have an agreement and saying what you're willing to give up. Not even give up.
It's not
No,
give
it's not
up.
give up. It's not give up. I'm
To,
to the
I think it's just to find
a
a
compromise.
compromise. But even the compromise word is kind of strong, but to be on the
So
same
where
level.
to find where a level where, oh my goodness, these bugs, where both parties are happy
On the same agreement.
on the same agreement. Both
I
parties
agree.
agree. And yes, you can agree to disagree, but if you disagree, then you're not in agreement. And so this is a partnership. Being in a marriage is a partnership. So everybody has to have some level of of joy, of agreement.
Yes, I mean
And
obviously there's some stuff I'm no I agree with you, but I think we have to use some common sense, right?
yeah, I mean, it just really, if you're in a marriage, you know each other, you vibe with each other. I know I don't even have to open my mouth,
Yes.
and he knows if something is wrong or something is bothering me. Same for him. And so, like, it's like you're in a partnership. You are together. It's a team. And so it's just about being open no matter what, even if it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's when you have to communicate. And yes,
That's the hardest, I think.
yeah, well, it is. It really is, because
It
you do love the person and you don't want to hurt them. But ultimately, you kind of, if you don't speak your piece, then you kind of hurt the person and you hurt yourself. So yeah, it's just really, yeah, that's pretty much it. And so I'm actually going to write a Substack article on this, because it's just to go in depth about the things that we do to kind of not just keep the flame alive, but just to keep the communication going, and just things that I've learned, that we've learned over the years. And I'm going to kind of go into detail with that. But yeah, I mean, life is a journey, and sometimes it's hard. But if you have your partner, it should not be hard. Marriage is not hard. You just need the right tools. And you love that person.
I
Just
don't think so. It has to be marriage too. I think it's even like I mean, we're talking about marriage, but there's some
love or relationships.
love relationships.
Relationships,
Yes.
period. Same thing. I mean, I'm saying marriage because I'm married, and possibly, and I'm going to be talking to other married people, and you guys can see yourselves in our story. But yeah, any relationship, any loving relationship, that can even be a relationship with your kids, where you just, communication is key. And so
With the kids, that's huge too.
that is very huge. So
That's something we try to install to our family.
yep, all the time, communication with everything. So
Yeah, I guess today the topic was communication.
the topic is communication for sure. But yeah, so I'm going to end the video here. I wanted to introduce my lovely husband. He'll probably come on my videos every now and then. I'm so excited because, for one, because this is the first time that I'm doing these videos and he's not working, training somebody, or just being at his regular job. So I'm so happy. Merci, mon amour.
Mon amour.
And so, yeah, so tomorrow, I'm trying to see if I can get my mom on here, because I think it's fun to, like, to kind of go back to what I was saying, where, everyone is still trying to find their voice, trying to find their way, and to show themselves more and to be more comfortable in front of the camera. So I told my mom today, I was like, tomorrow, you want to come on and be with me? She's like, I don't know. But my mom is crazy shy. She's extremely shy. So I want her to come on here, and it'd be fun for me, but I just want to kind of get her used to being in front of the camera too, because she has big aspirations that I cannot talk about because it's not for me to say. But her aspirations involve having to be able to be in front of people. And so why not try and get comfortable on my daily vlog? So she has a lot to say. She's very smart. And yeah, so I'm just trying to push everybody outside their comfort zone to come with me, because at this point for me, I mean, I keep saying I'm in the unknown. I literally don't know what to expect. I don't know where I'm going. It's super scary. It is so scary. But yeah, so yeah, so hopefully,
So proud of you.
oh, thank you. So hopefully tomorrow, for my daily vlog of tomorrow, maybe my mom will be here. If she's not, that's okay. The show still goes on, but she will eventually be on here with me on one of these videos. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Au revoir.
Up.